Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing an unboxing and my initial review of the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets. As I said, this is going to be my first impression because I have actually never used the power sheets before. I am really focusing on goal setting for the upcoming year, so I have a variety of goal setting planners that I have tried out. They are all 90-day planners. I will leave the links to the videos where I have reviewed some of those planners in the links below and some in the cards up here as well. I'm interested in looking through the power sheets as well as the Moxie Life planner because I'm looking for something that I can have for the entire year as I work through some of these big goals that I have. Since I haven't used the power sheets in the past, I won't be able to compare them to past power sheets, and because I haven't actually worked through these power sheets yet, these are the first time that I am seeing these pages and these spreads. I'm just going to give you my initial impression. I will be filling out all of the power sheets this week, and I will be doing an updated video on how I actually worked through the power sheets and sharing my 2022 goals with you in an upcoming video. With all that being said, let's go ahead and flip through this planner. Some specifications on this planner. I purchased my planner on the Cultivate What Matters website. For 2020, they offered this planner in 6 different colors: a teal color, a floral cover, a kind of corally pink color, a neutral natural linen, so kind of a beige color, this sky blue, as well as a limited edition green. When I ordered this planner, the green was already sold out. I ordered this planner in the very beginning of November of 2021. But at the filming of this video, which is about a week later, they do have all of the colors available with the exception of that green, which sold out before I purchased this guy. More specifically, I ordered these planner sheets on October 28th. They were shipped out on October 29th, and they were delivered just a few days later on November 2nd. And on the Cultivate What Matters website, they explain that this planner has 5 sections: prep work, goal setting, monthly planning, attending list, and quarterly refreshes throughout. So let's go ahead and take a peek inside. There seems to be a good amount of gold foiling. That gold foiling is behind that cover sheet. The cover is a very hard cardboard and it feels kind of like a cloth-like texture in the front. There is a generous sized pocket up here, and when you open it up, you get a postcard for your word of the year. Now, I'm pretty big on having a word of the year, so this is really exciting for me. And then it has your best year starts here. This is a postcard, and it looks like it is a quick start guide. It says order your power sheets, check. Open your power sheets, so I'm like a quarter of the way there toward my best year. Then log into Goal School, complete your prep work, that's pages 5 through 33. Complete your goal setting, that's pages 34 to 51. Choose a wild card page. I'm not quite sure what that is. Again, this is my first year using power sheets. And then fill out your first tending list. So I'm going to read a little bit about what a tending list is in the event that I don't automatically pick it up when I start reading through some of these pages. On the opposite of that sheet, there is a Hello Fresh Start 2022. There's also a section for you to write your name this cultivated year belongs to, and all of that is in some beautiful gold foiling. There is a paper here explaining that I believe it's the 10th anniversary for this planner. And then here you have a page of stickers. Mark what matters, goal setting should be fun, give yourself some extra encouragement, and celebrate your progress by using these stickers. So it looks like there are stickers. I know that there are color schemes throughout this planner for the different life domains that the author discusses. So I believe these flags and these hearts are in those colorways. You also have some additional foiled gold stickers here. Next, you have a full page quote. It says, do more of what matters and let go of the rest. Here it looks like you have a goal ideas page, so almost a piece of scrap paper so that you can start jotting down some ideas for your goals and thoughts on 2022. It says, no perfect handwriting needed, just dig right in. Some examples are things like save more money, get outdoors, be more present, get more rest. So it does provide you with some ideas on things that you might want to think about for your 2022 goals. Next, it's about comparison. It says comparison isn't just the thief of joy, it's the thief of everything. Where does comparison sneak up in your life? And it has different domains for you to write that. It says get ready, dig in, reconnect with what makes you wonderful, marvelous you. The goals you'll uncover will help you find joy, confidence, and your own purposeful path. So that is the left-hand side. And on the right, it asks you to do a little assessment of yourself. Who you are helps determine where you're going. There are some questions for you to ask yourself, ways that you're most encouraged, what do you want to be known for, what helps you do your best, so what are some things that motivate you, and right here it says I feel motivated when, and then how I feel about my goals, and you have some options there to do a self-assessment. The next page says what makes you come alive, and it discusses an intentional life is fueled by passion, quiet or loud. It's the spark that gives you energy to live by for the full day. It has some additional guidance like the definition of passion, where the word passion comes from, and then when we live in this way, we come alive if we live like an intentional life. Continuing with that theme of passion, on the right-hand side, it says what fires me up, what do you love, ways to uncover your unique passions, and then some examples are similar to the things that we talked about in the last sheet. That's followed by the Cultivated Life Evaluation, and it is checking in on your growing ground is the subtitle that they give it here, and then it says give every area of your life a rating between 1 and 10, and they have divided everyone's life into 8 sections here: health and wellness, friends, focal relationships, family, finances, spiritual and personal growth, work and learning, and recreation. And I believe that all of these colors will follow us along through the power sheets. So each of the individual life areas, as they call them, will probably have this color consistent throughout. So it says knowing where you are will help you know how to cultivate the year ahead, which I totally agree with. It's difficult to improve on something if you don't have a good baseline metric of where you are in any of these areas. Next, you're asked to review good things and challenges from the last year. So it's about reflecting upon 2021, what worked well this year, people you're grateful for, and then some of the challenges, what didn't work this year and what did you learn. It says big or small, what did the good and the challenging from last year teach you? These 2 pages give you a moment of reflection on the last year. The next section starts with get ready to break free. We're so quick to limit ourselves, deciding who we are, who we aren't, and what we can and cannot do. It asks you here, where do you feel stuck? What lies have you believed about yourself in your life? On the opposite of that page, it says, who I really am. Your weaknesses can become your strengths. Then this section is about moving past fear and how fear has a potential to hold you back. Next, they discuss that these days are your legacy. It provides you with a checklist that might apply to you. Things like, are you often busy? Do you feel spread thin? Do distractions leave you feeling empty? Things like that. Some of those topics are really resonating with me, even as I just read them pretty quickly. Then the opposite side is the big picture page. Imagine yourself many years from now, looking back on your whole life. Where will you be grateful that you spent your time and attention? What will have mattered and what won't have mattered. On this bottom section, it says, who do you want to be? Knowing what will matter to you, describe the kind of person that you want to be. Some character traits, defining this will help give you motivation and passion is what it says down here in the bottom of this page. That brings you to your big picture vision. So what is your big picture vision of each area of your life? And here you have again those 8 areas of your life with that color coding on the far left hand corner. And then there's living it out this year. So this is what you're going to be doing this year in each of those individual domains to get you closer to that ideal vision that you have of how you are in this specific life domain. Next is my cultivated year. It's time to make some decisions where you're going to spend your time and where you won't. So it has a whole list of what you'll be saying yes to in 2022 and what you'll be saying no to. That's followed by this page that's titled Imagine It, Your Intentional Year. And this is putting it all together. So you are prompted to flip through everything that you've written and fill out this summary of your year ahead, starting with who you are, what you've done in the past, what you're ready to do, and it actually gives you little page prompts here, so you'll know this is referring to page 14, page 17, page 21, so you can actually flip through and then have everything summarized in this one page. Now we're moving on to the goal planning section. It says now that you know what you need to cultivate, like you have a good vision of where you want to go, it's time to do something about it. So how are we going to take steps to get you there? This planner discusses 3 types of goals: habit goals, which are actions that establish rhythm in your life and create consistency. There are finish line goals. Those are goals that move you from where you are now to where you want to be or who you want to be. I think of these as like completion goals. You can have your outcome measure for these goals will be like, yes, no, I've accomplished this, or I haven't. At least that's how I think about these like finish line goals. And then there are big dreams, goals that are often new, bold, or life-changing. These take a little bit of extra effort, an extra leap of faith, and that most of us will only set 1 or 2 of these each year, and they may take several years to complete. So those are the 3 different types of goals that this planner lists. Then you're asked to look at each area of your life and identify where your goals fall in this matrix, looking at your goals in terms of those 3 types. The next page in this goal setting section, it says get ready to goal, and it says you know where your focus needs to be. Now let's turn those into goals. Here's an example of what a habit, finish line, or big dream goal might look like in 2 areas of your life, and they provide you with examples. Those types of goals in the friend area, and then those types of goals in the health and wellness area. Here is a rough draft of your yearly plan. So it says simplify your year using this page. Do a rough draft of your habits, finish lines, and big dream goals for 2022. And then as you draft your goals, you want to consider these points of freedom. Focus on no more than 8 goals. You don't have to do it all now. This is an opportunity to think of your goals in 90-day increments, which is consistent with how I'm planning out my year for work. And this goal connected to my why? Is it connected to your bigger picture? And do I have the budget for this goal? Next, there is this title sheet that says it's time to bloom where you are planted. How do you grow a garden? You tend to it little by little. So that's probably related to these tending pages. Here you have my yearly goals. So write your 2022 yearly goals here for reference as a master list. So I'm assuming you could use those stickers to identify which life area your goal is related to. Here you have your vision board. It says if you can visualize what's ahead, you're more likely to live it. On the opposite page, it says make it easy to remember where to focus, and it has some tips on that. At the bottom of the page here, you have a location for your 2022 word of the year. I might have a phrase of the year. I'm trying to work through that. Now it says, let's take the pressure off. Every goal grows little by little from day to day or week to week. Now that we've placed an emphasis on breaking goals down into bite-sized chunks, we're gonna look at the power of focusing on progress, not perfection. Here it says, where have you seen little by little progress in your life? An area to write that. The opposite page is about turning challenges into opportunities. And it says, place a check mark next to barriers that have held you back in the past. And it has examples such as comparison, isolation, perfectionism, or postponing celebration. Here it says, ways I'll turn challenges into opportunities. Now we're getting into the goal action plan. It starts with identifying your goal, then your why, what motivates me to make this happen. What type of goal is it? Does it fall into that habit, finish line, or big dream category? The area of your life pertaining to that goal. Resources that you need, things like time, money, physical space, emotional capacity. This plan aligns with my why, so you're referred back to page 17, your big picture, your yes-no list, your word of the year, and does this goal align with any of those areas? What success will look like for me at the end of 22, what will happen if I don't start or progress on this goal, how will I have fun with this goal along the way, and what people will positively affect me toward this goal. Now it has a page for you to break down to use for notes or brainstorming mini goals or actions or sketching out a plan for the next 12 months. It also says try different wildcard formats from the Goal School library. I actually have never heard of a wildcard before, so I'll have to log in and see what those are. It says that you can find them at goalschool.com. It looks like you have another goal action page, so this might be the pages for your actual goals. If there is 8 of them, that makes sense because you're encouraged to set no more than 8 yearly goals. Yeah, I was right. So there's exactly 8 of those goal action plans pertaining to each of your individual goals. Then you have this yearly overview. It says pace yourself for success, and it has a calendar broken down from January through December into 4 seasons, similar to 4 quarters or 90-day blocks. Then you have 2 relatively blank pages that you can customize, again using their wildcard system, so I'll have to see what that is. Or of course you could always use these as like completely blank pages for additional planning space. And that is all of the prep work that you have in this planner before you go into the actual months. The months start with January, since this is a 12-month yearly planner. I believe the pages for each month are just about focused goal settings. So unless you are a monthly planner only, you only use the monthly view, I don't think that this is the only planner that you can have if you are a paper planner, but this could be a good companion for a planner that you already have, that you already love, or if you potentially are just focusing on goals and big picture items like only need a monthly overview, this might be okay for you as your only planner. So going through, this is the divider sheet. It is a hard cardstock, and January is foiled and laminated. The month starts with this prepare well section where you write your important to-dos, what you're excited for, what's on your mind, and what are you hopeful for. Then there is a 2-page monthly spread. Then there is a tending list. It says put your tending list somewhere you'll see it every day, and I think this is an introduction to the tending list because the actual list is on the opposite side. And the tending list has perforations, so you can actually rip it out and put it somewhere where you can see it all the time, or put it in another planner. So that is the tending list. And I assume when you read through all of these, you'll have a better idea of what a tending list is. It says put the tending list somewhere you can see it every day. The goal isn't a perfectly checked off list. The goal is meaningful, little by little progress. You don't need to fill in every line. You can use the color coding stickers on it. You can find someone to share your goals with. You can flip through your action plan pages before filling out your tending list and transfer action steps once you've brainstormed, and you can use the tending list to fit your life. Here on the opposite side, it talks a little bit about January and the new year, how January is a perfect opportunity for a fresh start, and all of the different ways in which you could improve or look to expand upon some of these life areas like friendship, health, home, mindset, recreation, different areas or domains in your life. Next, we move on to the actual planning pages. This page starts with brainstorm your month. Here you are encouraged to use the space to brainstorm where you'll focus your time for the month. You have your monthly ideas, your weekly ideas, and your daily ideas or habits that you want to cultivate. You can identify which life area pertain to the goals for your month, and then you can make a plan using the tending list. So here you have some encouraging words. You have a section to write the priority. You have your monthly actions and a progress bar to identify how far you got into those action items. Then you have weekly action items, and you have space to check off 1 through 5. So if you've done that on week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so an actual checklist for whether or not you are doing those things every week. And then here you have the opportunity to check off if you're doing those actions every day. So I really like this. You can see whether or not you've done your monthly goals or like how far you've gotten in those. You can actually check off whether or not you're consistent with your weekly actions. And then here you can check off if you're being consistent with your daily actions. I really like that. Then here you have the month in review, starting with what you're most grateful for, good things that happened this month, things that you read or listened to, your favorite memory of the month, goals that are growing well and what's not working right now, things that you're saying no to and things that you're saying yes to. So this is just a review and a moment for you to reflect upon January as you're finishing up with this month. Flipping through to February, it looks like the pages are very similar, starting with your Prepare Well page, your monthly overview. Oh, and here you have your brainstorming and tending list right after that, since you don't have the instructional pages that you have in January. So that makes sense. You go right into your brainstorming and your tending list. And then after that, you have your month in review on the left-hand side before you go into March, April, May, June. I'm going to see what happens at the very end of the planner. Looks like December is pretty much the same. At the end of December, there are some additional pages. There's a page of encouragement here, just saying, hooray, you did it. Then you have a 2022 year in review. It says, you've just lived a cultivated year little by little. You've made intentional choices on how you spent your time, things that you needed to tend to. So it has a little area for January through December for you to write some highlights. Opposite of that, you have the 2022 year in review, and it asks you to look back on 2022 and think through some of your favorite memories, your best new habit, your best meal or recipe, your biggest challenge. So this is a little bit of a more targeted or guided review of your 2022. And that is the last page. In the back cover, you do have the foiling, but you have no folder. And opposite of that, you are encouraged to look through your 2023 power sheets for the next year. I know if you're watching my channel, you might be interested in the paper thickness and a pen test. I wasn't able to find anything on their website about their paper thickness, but if you do find one, please leave it in the comment section down below and I will pin that to the top so that we can all be aware of the specifics of the paper. But it is very, very thick paper. It's almost like a cardstock. I would say it's probably like at least 120 GSM, if not heavier than that. As for a pen test, I just haven't found a good location for the pen test where both sides of the sheet are white and we can look for ghosting or bleeding. But I'll probably try out some different pens as I actually start working through the power sheets. So if you're interested in that, check out my follow-up video to this where I actually start working through the power sheets. Overall, I think this is a really beautiful planner. I think it's a very thoughtful planner and it helps you work through the process of reevaluating or evaluating your previous year and actually working through and thinking about how you want to live a very intentional life for the next calendar year. So I'm very excited to get started on this. As with most of my goal planners, it's going to be difficult for me to provide an honest review before I have tried it. So I am actually going to work through most of these prep sheets beforehand before I share my 2022 goals here on the channel. I am considering doing that during Vlogmas, so if you think I should do Vlogmas, which will be a new video every day for the month of December, do give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know if there are any specific videos that you're interested in me covering during that time. If you've made it this far in the video, consider subscribing. This is the kind of content that I put out every week. And until next time, guys, make plans and prepare to modify.